What'd you do? It worked.
It didn't do it. It doesn't even say like we're live right now on my side.
We're fucking live, bro. God damn it. Welcome, everybody. After the huddle, Jared over there experiencing some heavy technical difficulties because he's sitting in his car right now.
Hold on. You know what? I'm about to go figure it out. I'll be
back. Yeah. It's all good. Well, like I said, welcome everybody to After the Huddle. As always, it's your boy Jacob. Jared will be here when he gets here. Anyway, beautiful week of football this week. Week 10 is in the books. Crazy games that happened. How about those Broncos over the Bills, 24-22? Yeah, Broncos are hot. I can't lie. I think they've won their last 3 straight, if I'm not mistaken. They got wins over Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen now. Those are some big wins. The Texans upsetting the Bengals this week. Man. I am surprised by how well CJ Stroud has played. He has been balling out. It's been crazy. Yo, what's up, Fantasy Football Addict? What's up, man? We got Jared here. He coming. He having difficulties with his internet at the moment, so we're gonna get it cracking here in a minute though. Just going over some of the games off of the top of my head. Cleveland beating the Ravens. The Ravens were up. I want to say it was like 24-9 at one point. And Cleveland came back and beat them 33-31. Absolutely insane. I couldn't believe it. And I had picked the Broncos on my the Browns on my parlay for a 6 plus. That was the line. The line was 6+. So I had originally picked them. I was still surprised. I thought my parlay still got screwed up because of the Cardinals beating Atlanta. I should have known. Kyler Murray's first game back. James Conner coming back off of IR. And they're in Arizona. That's a slip up on me. I had Commanders plus 5.5. That one got it. I had Commanders game over 44.5. That one hit. I had, obviously, everybody had the Cowboys over the Giants, even me. Yeah, I had that Arizona game. I had Atlanta beating Arizona. It is what it is, but we live to fight another day. How about San Fran smacking the Jags 34-3? Ouch. That is absolutely insane. Some news this week that we saw. Ken Dorsey, Bills offensive coordinator, fired Joe Brady to take over as the interim offensive coordinator for the time. For those who don't know, Joe Brady was the quarterbacks coach for LSU. And I mean, was he just quarterback coach, or was he offensive coordinator for LSU when Joe Brady was there? I would say he was just quarterback coach.
No, at LSU. The LSU, he was the OC.
Okay. So now he's gonna take over OC for the Bills. We'll get into the Bill game a little bit later, but a quick question on the Bills, and I know you're just loving this, Jared. How the fuck do you lose to the Broncos? Broncos, I was just talking about it. They're on a 3-game winning streak right now. Wins over Patrick Mahomes, wins over Josh Allen. I mean, I got to head to the Broncos. I still think their season is toast. I said that at the beginning of the year. I'm going to keep that same mantra. Their season is still toast, but you got to give them credit for beating those 2 teams.
Yeah.
Some other news today. Some other stuff. Andy Reid has the most wins in Eagles history, 130. He's tied with Hank Stram for the most wins in Chief history of 124. He'll become the first coach in NFL history to own the winning records for multiple franchises, and he could do it by beating the Eagles. Poetry in motion, as they say. Jared, how do you feel about that?
Full circle moment right there for him.
Full circle, right? The circle of life.
I'm fucking done. It's literally a full circle because that's where he got his head coaching job, and then he goes on to have a career that he had with Philly, And then I guess once Philly started going downhill when he was there, they cut ties.
Well, I mean, it was more so. I don't think the fan base really they underperformed after having so many years with the team. Like they were together for a while. Owens and Westbrook, Dawkins. If I want to believe it Jeremiah Trotter was with them. I want to say.
I don't know. Cozy would know that one.
Yeah, I want to say he was. They had a squad back in like 05, 06. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And the last year that they were all together, they underperformed big time.
Yeah.
And that's when Andy Reid got fired.
And that's when Chip Kelly came in.
Yeah.
And
so
Chip Kelly fucked that whole team up.
Yeah, he absolutely did. Completely decimated that fucking roster.
Oh, yeah.
Belichick, Jared. Insiders believe that there could be a mutual parting of ways at the end of this season. We'll get into that game in a little bit, but Jared, mutual parting ways, huh? Mutual parting of ways, huh? I mean,
it's not like we can fire him. I mean, we can fire him, but it's
y'all aren't gonna fire him.
Yeah, exactly. We're not gonna fire him.
Yeah, no, that'd be a dick move.
Yeah, and especially mid-season too. Like, come on. I don't think. I mean, he could leave. I mean, but that quote unquote lucrative contract.
Jared over there. I don't know if everybody else can see him freezed up. That man froze up. He froze up on my end at least.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, okay. So okay, now I can. There you go. He's back, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man.
What did you hear?
Not much really.
Yeah. That's... The connection is so bad right now, dude.
My God. Yeah, you're having some major issues, man. I'm literally like right next to the internet. So.
That's where I'm at right now.
That's what I'm saying. You having some issues today. Oh man. What's that stat in the ticker there, Jared, that you had put in there?
For
Kyle Shanahan.
So I didn't know this. I don't know if you knew this.
Excuse me.
But Kyle Shanahan is 1-30 going into the fourth quarter, trailing by three or more points.
Ouch.
Yeah. Yeah, so that means every time he goes into the fourth quarter, down by 3, he's losing.
Why do you think that is? Like, what's with his? I mean, because like we've seen it since he was the OC of the Falcons. He was the OC of the Falcons during that 28-3. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, I mean, what the fuck? Like, this dude can't just win in the clutch. Like, when he's under pressure, he just can't get it done. And he's like one of the most creative. But it's not just Purdy though. It's not even so much Purdy sucks or if he doesn't suck or like. We've been seeing this happen to Kyle Shanahan since before he was the head coach. Since before Purdy was the quarterback.
Matt Ryan.
This is what I'm saying. Like Matt Ryan's MVP season was under Kyle Shanahan as the OC. Under Kyle Shanahan. That was their Super Bowl year. And this man cannot get it done when it matters the most. When they're trailing. Even if they're just trailing by a field goal. That says something.
I just want to say thank you, Kyle Shanahan, for helping us get our 5th ring.
Man, fuck you, bro. Ain't nobody wanted to see that, bro. I took the Falcons in that. See, this is what I get, bro, for taking the Falcons. Every single time I take the Falcons, they fuck me up somehow, bro. They do. They fuck me up somehow. You wanna know why I know that, bro? Because it always happens to a no more deserving franchise than the Atlanta fucking Falcons, bro. They piss me off. I'm done with them. I'm going against them every week. I don't care who they play. They can play the Giants with Tommy DeVito and an injured Noah Gray in the backfield, and I'd still take the Giants. Fuck it. I'm done. I'm done with Atlanta.
We got the shit bowl coming up soon.
The shit bowl?
Next week, me and you.
Will he ever get another ring? Who are we talking about?
New England.
New England?
Yeah.
Fuck no, it's over with. Chalk it up. Y'all saw that they benched Mac Jones? He's a third stringer now. Not the first, not even the second. This man is a third string QB in the NFL now. Jared, What the fuck is going on in New England, bro? Oh my god.
I can't even tell you, bro. It's really like that. Like Mac, Mac comes in, for a great opening drive. We had a wonderful opening drive. March down the field, stall on the fucking 5-yard field goal. That's our game. That's our offense right there. Like, we don't.
That was the entire game of offense right there.
Shit, ask Fantasy, because Fantasy is a Colts fan. Because after the game, he texted me. He's like, "See, exactly." He even said the same. That's exactly what he told me. He's like, "Horrible game, but enjoy the L."
Yeah, that game was terrible. I'm glad I slept in for that one. I'm glad I didn't watch that one. But I'm glad I didn't wake up at 8:30 in the morning to watch that fucking football game. I'm so glad.
I would have hit my parlay as long as Hunter Henry scored. Everything else hit, but that.
Excuse me.
Yards, the under points, everything.
Yeah, I hit all mine except for the Falcons, bro. Fucking Falcons, bro. You gonna get me into this rant about the Falcons again? All right, well, let's get started on these games, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for our Week 10 review. Brought to you by the people who give us water, because that's what we drink.
That's our sponsors, water. Get like Smart Water or some shit. Sponsored by Smart Water.
And you know who the water's sponsored by? Bobby Boucher.
The devil.
I was watching the New Heights podcast with Jason Kelsey and Travis Kelsey, and I was watching it, and they were talking about. They asked the fans, what do the fans think that people need to do in order to stop the Philly shove or the brotherly shove, whatever they call it, and some guy was like, "Oh, maybe Jason Kelsey to retire." And another person put, "They need to sign this man," and they put a GIF of Bobby Boucher. That's the only way. It's the only way. Or if Philly fucks it up themselves, like they did against the Commanders.
Yeah,
but without that, like, they're gonna get the yard. It's or two. Excuse me. Oh man, just ate not too long ago. All right, let's start with the first game of Sunday. The Colts take down the Patriots 10-6. I didn't even bother to put up any stats in this headline because there weren't any stats. Jared, is this the end of the Belichick era?
We're looking at it.
We're watching it. We're watching it in real time, right?
Yeah, it is. This is real life. Fantasy said next, like that MTV thing, like the MTV show. Next.
I just came off the bus. Nah, bro. It was. I watched the 5-minute highlight tape that they had on the NFL. Because you watch the NFL highlights on YouTube, and normally they're like 8 to 10 minutes. This was like 5 minutes long. It's terrible.
Yeah,
terrible game.
More than anything, my thing is like, all right, we're driving down the field, possibly to go win the game. Mac makes a fucking dumbass decision and throws that pick off his back foot. How many times have we seen that this year? Multiple times.
He has played really bad. He's played really bad.
He is killing us right now with these fucking numbers, dude. You know, matter of fact, found this out today. Guess how many touchdowns he has thrown as this one. Hold on, how did he say it? Oh, Lamar Jackson has as many passing touchdowns as Mac Jones this year. Mac has 10. Yeah, I didn't know that either.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, Pop's gonna be something special if we have a nice little quarterback with us.
He played really well. I ain't gonna lie. He played 2 weeks ago, not so much this past week. I mean, he played well this past week.
He got
what was it? 2? Yeah. He played decently enough, So I can't be mad at the guy. But yeah, y'all are definitely gonna go have to draft a quarterback, and I'm letting y'all know now. Y'all are gonna have to draft a QB. Who are you looking at as QB as far as right now? I mean, what are y'all, the fifth pick right now?
4, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Giants are 2. Let's go. We're right there.
Oh,
We're
y'all are
right
2
there.
now.
Yeah, we need Carolina to win, baby. We need Carolina to win some fucking games. I can't rely on it this week because they're playing against the Cowboys, and the Cowboys tend to stomp trash can ass teams. So I won't be surprised.
You better hope we fucking tie on week 12, bro. Because we play each
Oh
other.
no, y'all are gonna beat us. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna be rooting for the Patriots that game. I'm gonna have me on a Julian Edelman shirt. You know, I'm gonna paint my face navy blue and red. You know.
I got the shirt. I got the jerseys. I got the beanies.
It'd be the first time me and you root for the same team since that. Well, no, me and you rooted for the Patriots against Philly in the Super Bowl that they beat y'all in. Remember me? We were at Brian's garage and we were watching the game on the screen in his garage.
Yeah.
And I was just telling you, sitting there watching, like, man, I don't want to watch Philly win a fucking Super Bowl, bro. I was like, man, I don't want to watch them win a fucking Super Bowl right now.
Fair enough. That's what happened.
Yeah, man, I was pissed. But yeah, Jared.
Yeah, but
this is the end of the Belichick era.
Yeah.
For those that haven't been witnessing and haven't been watching what the Patriots have been doing, I have to keep up with them just so I can shit on my co-host. But they are bad. They're not as bad as the Giants. But they're bad. And they're bad enough to where probably one of the greatest head coaches of all time, some people consider him the greatest head coach, is probably going to retire.
I think he is too. Because once you look at it, does he really need that dynasty record? You know, I mean, he got it. I mean, he got the 300 win.
But he doesn't need that record. He really doesn't.
He's 10 Super Bowls. No, not 10. How many did he go to? How many Super Bowls did he go to with the Giants?
2. He won 2 with the Giants as a defense coordinator.
Okay, so two with the Giants, and then and then let's see, 3. No, 9 with us because we lost those 3.
So how many Super Bowls is that total?
Together. He's won 6, lost 3. That's 9, 11.
Is it 11?
2 with y'all as a DC. The 2 we lost against y'all.
Right. Yeah.
4.
Philly, the 1 you lost against Philly.
That's 5.
That's 5. And then the 6 y'all won. Damn, that man's into 11 goals, bro. That's insane. That's more than Brady.
So yeah, he most likely will retire. I mean, at that point, what do you coach him for? You got all the fucking records. It's like when
they could lose on their bye week.
Yeah.
That's tough.
I mean, at that point, he's got the coaching. He's got everything coaching wise. It's like when you go to the gym, you see that big ass dude. You're like, why are you here?
Why are you here every day for 4 hours a day, bro? Like,
you already lifted up, go home.
like I get it. You got to maintain and stuff like that. But bro, you don't need to be here for 4 or 5 hours every single day in order to maintain. You just don't. You're overdoing it. You know, you get to the point where you got to turn your whole body just to wipe your ass. You know what I'm saying? That man just.
At that point, you listen so much you won't have a neck no more.
And then you hear him grunting. You okay in there, babe? Yeah, I'm just wiping. All right, let's move on to the next game. We had the Browns come back to beat the Ravens 33-31. I was talking a little bit about this in the opening. Ravens were up, I want to say they were up 24-9 at one point.
They were winning.
Yeah, they were winning 24-9. I'd thrown that game out the window. I was like, well, my parlay is already over with. No, the Browns come back, beat them 33-31. I was watching most of the game. It was a great game. I got to give all the credit in the world to that Browns defense in the second half. They played tremendous, even though they gave up a couple touchdowns, a couple scores in the second half. They played tremendously.
Also, Baltimore had a pick 6.
Yeah, it was crazy. First pass attempt. Kyle Hamilton tipped it off the edge and tipped it off the edge right to himself, ran it back for a touchdown. I was watching the game. I was like, man, I picked Cleveland +6, bro. Like, that's not the way to start.
Yeah, because since New England played early, I got to watch that game and then listen to like the post game and shit like that. And as I was listening to the post game, they were like, "Oh yeah, the Ravens just got to pick 6." I'm like, the game just started.
Yeah, it was a good game, like I said. Lamar, man, I'll tell you what, Lamar did not impress me in this one, really. He didn't play up to his standard, in my opinion. I mean, they still scored 31 points. That's on the defense at some point, but Lamar Jackson, 13 to 23, 223, a touchdown, 2 picks. You know, he had 8 carries, 41 yards. So, I mean, they did a thing. Jerome Ford, 17 carries, 107 yards. Amari Cooper, 6 catches, 98 yards. Watson, 213, touchdown and a pick. The Browns, 373 total yards. You know, they ran the ball down their throat, 178. They were 50% on third down, 8 of 16. That's really good efficiency. They did give up 4 sacks, but the Ravens gave up 3. Listen to this stuff. 10 penalties for 5 yards.
You froze. Don't know if you hear me. All right, this is bullshit. I guess the internet cut out on us again. Yeah, we froze. We froze bad. I don't know what happened, dude. So hopefully Jacob will hop back in a second.
Yo.
You there?
Yeah, I'm here. I don't know
Bro.
what the fuck happened right there. They having some crazy shit going on. It can't just be us, because I know my internet's fine right now, so I know it can't just be us.
It froze and then it just.
Yeah, it's still freezing up back and forth. That's the crazy part. I don't understand it.
You froze again. One of us.
Yeah, that's what I'm
again.
saying. Like I don't get what's going on. I really don't get.
You there?
Anyway, like I was saying, you there?
Yeah.
Okay. Can the Browns win this AFC North? Now they just got a win over the Ravens, which was a huge win for them. Okay. They get a win over the Ravens. Let me take a look at these standings real quick, like I wanted to. Okay. So Ravens are 7-3, Steelers are 6-3, Browns are 6-3, Bengals are 5-4. Bengals would have won. It would have made it really interesting. Every team would have only had 3 losses. This division's insane this year.
Yeah.
I don't think the Steelers are capable of holding up the way that they're winning. They've been outscored 182 to 156, and they're 6-3. So I don't think that's going to hold up. The Bengals, same way. They need to find something, because when they're not healthy, all the way healthy, they fucking suck. They really do. The Browns, they've been playing tremendous. I can't lie. They've been playing tremendously.
Yeah.
And the Ravens have also played tremendously. Even losing this game, I don't see that as a huge deal. But Jared, do you think that the Browns can take the AFC North, be their first division title in a long time?
Have they played Cincinnati twice already?
I don't think they played. I think they played them once. They beat them the first time.
Okay, so they have played them once at least already.
If I'm not mistaken.
because it they always split. So I mean, I think that's
Yeah, they don't play the Bengals the second time until the last game of the season.
I was talking to my boy earlier about this. The next time, not this Thursday, but the next time they play Baltimore, that might decide a division right there.
I mean, bro, they don't really have that tough of a schedule. They got the Steelers next week. Then they got the Broncos. Now, the Broncos have been on a roll, but they got the Broncos. Then they got the Rams. Then they got the Jaguars. Now, that's a little bit of a tough game.
Yeah.
Then they got the Bears. Then the Texans, with the Texans been playing, that's not a give me, but you still got to go win it. Then they got the Jets. And then they got the Bengals to close it out. They got 2 division games left. I mean, and then on top of that, they beat the Bengals already. They beat the Steelers. I mean, they lost to the Steelers, and now they've beaten the Ravens. They split with the Ravens, and they're probably going to hope to split with the Steelers this Sunday. So, I mean, they have a real shot at winning this division. I don't care what anybody says.
I think that division's wide open for like any of the 3 teams outside of Pittsburgh. I mean, shit,
Yeah.
Pittsburgh could make a push, but do I do? No.
I just don't believe in it. I just don't believe it. It's not that I don't think that they have a great defense, but that's how they're winning these games. I mean, they just played, Green Bay, and they should have held down Green Bay more than 19. I'm sorry. I don't care what everybody says. 19 is not a lot, but they should have held the way that Green Bay's been playing offense, they should have held them to like 7.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Speaking of Green Bay, let's move it on to that game. We had the Steelers take down the Packers 23-19. Jared, we were kind of talking about this division. What is this 6-3 Steelers team destined for? Like, what is their overall achievement going to be at the end of this season? Like, are they just going to make the playoffs? Are they going to skid and miss the playoffs? Could they win a playoff game? Could they make a championship? Could they make the Super Bowl? Could they win the Super Bowl?
Who are we talking about?
The Steelers. Read the headline, damn it. What the fuck? It's right in your face.
Oh, I just didn't know what he was talking about for a second, damn it. Well, Super Bowl things, that's out the window. Pittsburgh's not making the Super Bowl.
I agree.
They're not going to make the AFC divisional or championship game. Wild card.
In what you think they make the wild card lose first round type team? Yeah. I could see that.
That's the case scenario.
Like when I said that they're getting beat handedly, they gave up 182 points and have only put up 156, and they're 6-3. Like, what does that say about this team? They have a negative point differential of 26 right now.
What does it really say about Mike Tomlin?
That says Mike Tomlin's a fucking good ass coach, bruh. He's a Hall of Fame coach. I don't care what anybody says. The man's a Hall of Famer, and he's gonna be inducted.
I don't think he's ever been under 500. So yeah, that kind of proves it right there. That alone, and then Pittsburgh's like loyal as shit to the head coaches. They've only had 3 head coaches.
They've only had 2 in my lifetime. I saw Mike Cowher. Bill Cowher early in my years of watching football with Cordell Stewart, Jerome Bettis, Hines Ward, and all them. And then I saw Mike Tomlin come in with Ben Roethlisberger, and they picked up Antonio Brown and James Harrison and that squad. You know what I mean? So yeah. I mean, he's definitely a Hall of Famer. I kind of agree with you. I honestly think that they're going to skid. I think they're going to catch a skid here. Now, they don't have that tough of a schedule, but like I said, their division's tough, and they still have some division games left over. They still have to play the Browns next week. Then they got the Bengals after that. They got 2 easy games in a row. They got the Cardinals and the Patriots both at home. So some easy games after those 2 division games. Then they got the Colts in Indy. I know Football Fantasy Ad is going to be watching that one pretty closely because I'm pretty sure the Colts are going to be fighting for a divisional spot at that point as well. Then they play the Bengals. I just got a couple more games. Then they play the Bengals at home. then the Seahawks in Seattle, and the Ravens at Baltimore to finish out the year. I think they're going to lose next week. I think they'll lose against the Bengals. They'll win the next two. That'll put them at 8-5. They'll probably, I want to say that they'll beat the Colts. That'll put them at 9-5, but then they skid and lose their last 3 games and go 9-8 and barely miss the playoffs.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of like, spot on to what we both are agreeing on. First round knockout, skid and miss the playoffs. Kind of the same.
They will be over 500 though for Mike Tomlin. They will be over 500. I do think they go 9-8. They will be over 500.
I mean, I don't think Mike Tomlin knows what a losing season is.
It's not in his repertoire, son.
Nope.
Nope. All right, let's move it on. We had the 49ers stomp the Jaguars 34-3. Ice. Lawrence 17-29, 185 and 2 interceptions. Jerry, what's been the problem with Lawrence this year? I don't know what's going on.
You asking a Trevor Lawrence owner in 2 leagues, bro.
That's why I'm asking, bro. What's going on with this man?
I don't know what it is, but I'm getting fed up with it because well, listen. Well, other league, this stat line that he put up, this 2 interception, 5 sack game that he had, -2 points, bro.
2 points, bro.
Nope.
Well, in our dynasty league, he got us, like 2 points, 4 points. Sorry, that's what I'm saying. He was terrible. He was absolutely terrible. We would have done better putting Matt Stafford in, and he's hurt.
In that takeover league I told you about, I have him as my quarterback. -2, son. -2. How the fuck, son? How do you get -2 points in fantasy football?
Yo, as a quarterback.
As a
quarterback. And we were talking about that on PlayStation last night. We were asking, dude asked me, he's like, "Have you seen that? Have you ever seen that?" And I was like, "I've never personally seen it, but I can imagine the person who might have had Rex Grossman back in like 2008, I think it was, or 2006, whenever they faced off against the Cardinals, and Rex Grossman had 5 turnovers." 5 or 6 turnovers, something like that. The team itself had 6 turnovers, I think, and they still won that game.
I mean, there was a game that Brady had like 5 picks. I just don't remember what game it was.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that Brady had like a whole bunch of yards and maybe a touchdown or 2. Rex Grossman, the offense didn't score. The reason that the Bears won that game is because everything was scored. They scored like 21 points off of straight defense and special teams. Peanut Tillman brought a fumble back. The game-winning touchdown was Devin Hester returning a punt return back for a touchdown. That if anybody doesn't know that game, that was the game with the head. I can't remember I'm pretty sure he passed away. God rest his soul. I can't remember his name though. He was the head coach of Arizona, and that was the game where he was like, "We let him off the hook. Now, if you want to crown him, crown him. But they are who we thought they were." No. That's that press conference game. If anybody's ever seen that press conference, that's that game.
I'm pretty sure it's Romeo Cornell.
Yes, that's exactly who that is. Thank you. But yeah, he was the head coach of Arizona, and that's where that press conference comes from that game, because they the Bears turned the ball over 6 times and they still lost. That is a travesty, bro. There's no reason why the opposing team turns the ball over 6 times and you still lose a football game. Fun fact, Tom Brady has thrown 4 interceptions in 6 different games. That is a fun fact. I can throw that in Jared's face from now on.
That's all right. It's all right.
I want to know what Eli Manning has, because I know Eli Manning has thrown multiple interception games where he's had like 2 or 3, but he never really had more than that. I'll be honest with you. There wasn't a lot of games where he had more than 2 or 3 interceptions.
Josh Allen's got 10.
Holy fuck. What?
I'll wait. I'm going to save it. Because I'm ready. So.
Hold on. He's got 10 games where he's thrown for 4 picks?
No, multiple turnovers.
Oh, so I was like, yo, ain't no fucking way.
No, but I'll wait. I'll wait till we get to Monday night.
Anyway, so we get to Monday night. I don't know necessarily what the problem with Lawrence is this year. I do think, them bringing in Prez Taylor as their offensive coordinator has slowed them down. I did see a stat line. When was it? Yesterday. about when Trevor Lawrence likes to turn it on. And I'm manning 2 games with 5 interceptions. That I believe. That's what I'm saying. He played 15 years, and 14 years, something like that, and 4 with 4. See what I'm saying? Like, he played a lot of games where he threw picks. Don't get me wrong, but he only threw about 2 to 3 of them. He never. He gets about 3 of them and be like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to throw another one.
What's the face he makes after he throws them?
or this one. That was the face he made after Peyton Manning scored that touchdown they scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl, and he's just like looking over. He's like, and I'm like, bro, what are you doing? In my mind, though, I'm thinking he's probably thinking to himself like, oh, they got some time. They might come back. Okay, it's not over with yet. Either that was going through his mind, or this was. Oh fuck. Now I can't say I have more Super Bowls than him. Son of a bitch.
I think
he's got to be thinking the second one, right? He's got to be thinking the latter. He's got to be thinking like, I can't hold over the fact that I got more Super Bowls than him, because all he can hold over me is everything else he's done in his career.
Over Peyton that he has 2 rings against Brady.
That is true. That is true. But, hey, but the year that Peyton Manning won his Super Bowl the first time, they beat Brady in the playoffs.
Oh, I know.
In fact, I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, that was the 4th and 2 year, right?
I don't think so.
Oh, is that the year they lost to the Saints?
I think it was the year they lost to the Saints.
Okay.
I could be wrong. Fantasy would know because he's more.
Yeah, fantasy would know more. I can't remember because I know one of them ended on an interception throw by Tom Brady, and the other one ended basically because of the 4th and 2.
Yeah, the 4th and 2, I believe, was the Saints Colts game.
Okay.
I believe. I'm not 100% sure because I can see it in my head. I'm just not 100% sure.
All right. Well, speaking of the Saints, Vikings win against the Saints 27-19. Josh Dobbs in his second game with them in less than 2 weeks. 23-34, 268, a touchdown and a pick. A touchdown and a rushing touchdown. Jared, how far can this team go healthy with a fully healthy squad, getting Justin Jefferson back, getting Jordan Addison back, all healthy and ready to go, getting KJ Osborne back, all ready to go? You got to think about it. This guy's doing it with basically nobody's at wide receiver, nobody's at the backup. He's got a decent offensive line. He's out there running for his life. Anybody that saw that go ahead touchdown where they put him up a lot higher, anybody who saw that rushing touchdown that he had sees him running around for his life, and he's still able to make plays with this team. Jared, have we been sleeping on this man? Like, who is this guy?
Yeah, this is interesting. This Dobbs story is something, because once you think before he was at Arizona, he was an what was it, an astrophysicist or something like that?
Astrophysicist.
Bro was working at NASA, bro.
Yeah.
He's making more than what he was doing at NASA now.
Well, you figure he got drafted by Pittsburgh. Then he went to Cleveland, I think, or Tennessee. The man's been to like 6 teams in 2 years.
He is Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, he's been a journeyman,
and
that's what I'm hoping for, because we've seen guys like this, like Ryan Fitzpatrick, Teddy Bridgewater, Geno Smith. Now, you know what I mean? Where these guys have gone around the league, journeymen around the league, and haven't really found a stable spot. But Kirk Cousins ain't getting any younger. He's not a guy that can extend plays. I saw this video earlier, and it really made me think. Guy was explaining, how does the value of Justin Jefferson go up even more now, considering now you have a quarterback that can extend plays? Because Kirk Cousins is not extending a play. I don't care what anybody says. He's not going to extend a play. Josh Dobbs can extend a play. Addressing this Fitzmagic. Man, go somewhere else. Yes, Fitzmagic, whatever you want to say. Or somebody put the picture up of fucking him in the Deshaun Jackson gear. That shit was hilarious. Excuse me. But yeah, man. I mean, how far can they go, Jared? Do you think they win a playoff game?
I think they could win a playoff game.
I think they can. I really think they can. They can get to the wild card, beat a 7th seed, go up against the 2nd seed Lions in division game, and beat the Lions with Josh Dobbs as the quarterback.
It would be interesting because I mean you would have a JJ back, and then Jordan Addison's been balling. So I mean, as long as he keeps on that tear, Dobbs apparently likes Hockenson because I mean, bro,
Hockenson had a fucking game, bro.
Dude, Brian sent me something earlier. He's the first tight end to have 10 plus catches, 125 plus yards, and a touchdown in a half.
He had that in a half? Yo, what the fuck? Oh my god.
Well, hold on. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna put it up.
Yo, I didn't realize he had that in a half.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he had that in 1/2. Yo, that is an insane stat. That is an insane stat.
Hold on, I just found it.
I mean, my only concern with this team is their defense. It's the same concern with the Chargers, same concern with a few teams where these offenses are really good, but their defense hasn't really been up to par. And I feel like if the Vikings defense can find a way to play better and to be better, I don't know if it's scheme, I don't know if it's talent, I don't know what it is, but they have to be better. Tracy said, excuse me, I ain't saying no way the Lions lose to the Vikings, bro. They can't keep up and score, but that's just me. But that's what I'm saying. I mean, the thing is that I think they can keep up if they get Justin Jefferson back. You get Jordan Addison healthy. You get all these guys healthy and ready for the playoffs. And you got a guy like Josh Dobbs that can extend plays. Justin Jefferson has never, since, I don't know what he played with in high school, but since college and entering in the NFL, he has never been with a quarterback that can extend plays. Joe Burrow is not extending plays. Kirk Cousins is not extending plays. See, that's fucking insane, bro. That is absolutely insane. Was that the first or the second half?
Don't know.
I'll have to find that out. But, yeah, I mean, the dude went absolutely crazy. So, you have a guy that can extend plays for this team now. Now, is he going to make the right decision? We hope to see that. You know what I mean? I want to see this man do good. I want to see this man ball out.
I want to say this. Shout out to Brian, though. Brian played him in fantasy this week.
That's a lot of ifs riding on the Vikings, though. My only if is their defense. Be honest with you. My only if is their defense. Their defense is not that good. It's not. It's just it's terrible. Yeah. It really is. But I believe in Josh Dobbs. I believe that they can go down there, maybe make the 6th seed, maybe the 7th, and win a playoff game in the playoffs. I don't think that's irrational thought. I really don't. All right, let's move on to the next one. Texans stun the Bengals 30-27. CJ Stroud 23-39, 356, a touchdown and interception. Jared, is CJ Stroud an MVP candidate as a rookie?
See, I was going to bring this up with you. I didn't know how you feel about it.
Oh, bro, I've been seeing it everywhere, and I had to get your take on it.
It's possible. The way he's going right now, it's possible.
I mean, nobody has really separated themselves. People are playing well. Jalen Hurts is playing well. Patrick Mahomes is playing okay. Josh Allen has bit the bucket. Joe Burrow had a slide to start the season and then lost this game to him. But somebody brought up a good point that I listened to, and I do believe that this is a fact. If nobody separates themselves for the rest of the year, and we just have this cluster of people who are, oh, well, he played really well, or he played really well, and this team did really well with him playing like this, you know what I mean? And it's not so much, oh, well, this guy had all these stats and this team won, one of those type of years, you know what I mean? Right. So it's going to be one of those years that nobody separates themselves, where it's going to be a toss-up of who they want to pick to be MVP. I don't think he has a shot if they don't win this division.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? They already handed it to Jacksonville in Jacksonville.
They have to do it again, I think, if they haven't already played them again.
Well, they haven't played them again yet, but they will play them again. I think not this week, but next week. I think that's when they play each other. So in 2 weeks you got the Jags. If you beat the Jags, I mean, what are they right now? 5-4 is the Texans record?
No, they're 5-5, I believe.
5-5. They're 500.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's see. They are. Oh well. I'm still in the Steelers schedule.
Yeah, no, I think they're 5-5 because I think going into this game, both of them were 5-4.
Let's see. Yeah, they're both 5-4 now. Both them and the Bengals are 5-4. So the Texans being at 5-4. Let's pull up the standings real quick. Okay, they're in second place. They're a game behind the Jags with a game still to play against the Jags. Okay, that means if they beat them, and then they'll have if they beat them, that's two. There, yeah. Thank you, Fantasy. They're 5-4 right now. Yeah, Fantasy would know. Being that he's a fan of the AFC South. The Texans 5-4. Jaguars are 6-3. Colts are 5-5. You know, there's a cluster of those three teams. The Titans have probably given up all hope. We'll talk about them next game. But I mean, it's very possible for the Texans to win, especially if they keep playing the way that they're playing. C.J. Stroud, when trailing, has been one of the best quarterbacks in the league. When trailing, not when he's up, not when they're up by 20, when he's down and they need a score, he's been one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Yep.
You know, he's putting up ungodly numbers we've never seen as a rookie. He's already broken rookie records as far as in-game records.
I think is.
If they can find a way to win this division, bro, and he plays well going out the rest of the season, and they end up somewhere with like a 10-6 record, I could definitely see him winning MVP.
So speaking of Houston, when did we talk about teams that need to have a winning record? Do you remember what episode that was?
We talked about that. I want to say it was I think it was a week or two before. I think it was 2 weeks before the season started.
Okay, I'm about to go find that video because I brought up Houston. So let's see if I can find that.
Yeah. I brought up Detroit. Detroit was my number one team. They had to have a winning. The way they played last year and the way that they were going into this season, the expectations were so high. You had to have a winning season this year. And obviously, you know, they're 7-2 right now. So they're doing their thing. The Vikings aren't far behind them at 6-4. I'm not gonna lie. Excuse me.
This story is getting really interesting.
Yeah. The NFC North between those two is a little interesting. I still think it's gonna be okay. I think what's really getting interesting is this NFC West. I mean, and it's really only between the two teams of the Steelers and the 49ers and the Seahawks, both 6-3. The Steelers, they still got to play each other twice, I think. I don't think they played each other at all. So it'd be really interesting to see how that division plays out. But yeah, man, he's definitely in the conversation. And if he's not leading, if you don't have him as your number one guy, that's fine. But he's definitely in the conversation as MVP.
Oh, yeah.
As a rookie. Congratulations on the Texans for finding their guy. All right, on to the next game. We had the Bucks beat the Titans 20-6. Will Levis, 19-39, 199 in interception. Now, we saw him come out and just light it up with D-Hop. And that was against a solid squad defense with the Falcons. Now, they're not great, but they're solid. Then he turned around, play the Bucks. He didn't play well. There was no type of running game. 11 carries for 24 yards. Texas have 4 division games left. Yeah, and that'll make it tough. That will make it tough. I don't think that makes it easier for them. I really don't, because I know they have to play the Jags once.
Right
I think they still have to play the Colts twice.
Right here.
Oh, Titans twice. Okay. Jags, Titans twice, and Indy. Okay. Now, did they beat y'all the first time? I don't know if they beat the Colts or not the first go round. I know they beat the Jags. I can't remember what happened with that Colts game. No, Colts won 31 to 7, 31 to 20. Yeah, 31-20. So, but they got a win over the Jags. So they're 1-1 in their division right now. So we'll have to wait and see how they appreciate it. How they fare from there. But I mean, the Titans are done for. They're 3-6. They're fighting for a top pick in the NFL draft next year. Jared, but we're only 2 games into this Will Levis experience, you know. But we got to ask the question because it's on everybody's mind. After throwing 4 touchdowns and then coming back and just having a roller coaster of a game, you know, like you were up here after the 4 touchdowns and then you went all the way back down on a shitty game, a very bad game. So I got to ask because everybody's been asking, and I've even gotten the question, is he still the answer? I'm going to tell you just like I told everybody else. I don't know. It's too early.
Yeah.
He's a rookie on 2 games. You got to give this guy time. You have to give him time. He had a really good game. He had a really bad game. That's going to happen as a rookie. CJ Stroud had a bad game against the Carolina Panthers for some odd reason. We don't know why. It happened. People have bad games. Patrick Mahomes, one of the best quarterback in the league, has had bad games.
Yeah.
We've seen Joe Burrow have bad games. Obviously, we've watched Josh Allen have many a bad games. Look at the smile. I fucking hate your smug ass. But I mean, you got to give the Bucs credit. They played a very, very good defensive game. They weren't crazy offensively. Mike Evans, though, absolutely insane. 6 catches, 143 yards, and a touchdown. Baker Mayfield, 18 to 29, 278, 2 touchdowns and a pick. So he had a decent game. He needs to cut them turnovers out, though. Too many turnovers. But yeah, no, you got to hand the Bucs credit. They're 5-4 now. Sorry, they're 4-5 now. The Bucs are with, the Saints. I think also. Are they 5-5? Yeah, they're 5-5. So the Saints still have a bye week that they have to go through.
I would say the Saints are, I think, sole possession of the South.
Well, they're a half game up. So I won't call it. I don't really call that sole possession. That's we'll wait and see what happens possession.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? Mainly because of the simple fact of like you don't know how the Bucs are going to perform during their bye week. You know who they play. And stuff like that. If they were like a game and a half up, I'd be like, okay, yeah, that's sole possession. But just a half game up, not even a full game up. Yeah.
So
I got it.
Fantasy Axe, 2-minute drill. Would you want Baker Mayfield or Brock Purdy as your QB?
What do I need? Do I need a touchdown or do I need a field goal? If I need a field goal, I want Brock Purdy. If I want a touchdown, I want Baker Mayfield. Because I think Brock Purdy plays smarter than Baker Mayfield though. But Baker Mayfield is more talented. You see what I'm saying? He's got a stronger arm. He's got a more accurate. Yeah, if you need a TD, I want Baker. Give me Baker. I'll take Baker over Purdy.
That's fair.
But if I just need a field goal, I just need to get in some range. Give me Purdy because Purdy's going to make smart throws. He does. He does make smart throws. Now that throw that he threw to touchdown, one of those touchdowns, it was stupid tight. It was a terrible throw. Even Kyle Shanahan in the fucking post game conference talked about how bad of a throw that decision making that was. But normally he makes really good decisions with the ball. More so than Baker does. But Baker, like I said, is more talented. So give me Baker for a touchdown.
Okay.
But, all right. Well, Lions, they win a shootout with the Chargers, 41-38. Lions gain a total yardage of 533 yards. Phew, that's bad. Jared, so you got Asante Samuel Jr., Derwin James, Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, Eric Kendricks, fucking Kenneth Murray Jr. I mean, they got talent across the board on this team. What the fuck is going on? Why are they so bad defensively? 41 points, 533 yards given up. I mean, this is egregious, bro. You would have won this. Your offense put up 38 points, and you couldn't stop a nosebleed.
You beat me to it. I was about to say the same shit.
Like, that's insane, bro. Like, what is that? Like, why do you think that their defense is so bad?
Brandon Staley's not a head coach. I mean,
but is that Brandon Staley or is that the defensive coordinator?
He's the defense.
Because Brandon Staley's an offensive guy. He's not a defensive guy. So is that on the defensive coordinator? Is this all of coaching?
I think it's more on the defensive side, like the DC. Because I don't know if you heard about this, but I think it was the owner or the GM apologized to the DBs for signing J.C. Jackson.
I mean, he should. They gave him an egregious contract, and he played like shit after he left y'all.
Still playing like shit. Got bent. Didn't even go to the Colts game.
He didn't even go to the Colts game? Ooh, I didn't know that. Ooh, that's bad.
I mean, yeah.
You're right, Tanner. You're right, bro. They're absolutely terrible. But I can't say that they're absolutely terrible. Their defense is absolutely terrible. 38 points and you still lose the game. That's a major problem.
I mean,
defensively.
Keenan Allen was just.
Keenan Allen's going crazy this whole year. He's been balling out.
And they just can't win the games.
Like, I saw the stat line the other day. In Justin Herbert's career with the Chargers, they have put up the exact same amount of points that they have also given up to opponents. Perfectly balanced. Perfectly. Oh, and do you know what his career record is?
Whose?
Justin Herbert.
No. What is it?
I'm about to tell you right now. I mean,
it can't be.
He is exactly 29-29. So not only have they given up the same exact amount of points that they put up in his career, but they've also won and lost the same amount of games in his career.
I was going to say he's got to be around 500.
Thanos would be proud. He would. Thanos would be proud. Perfectly balanced.
That's bad.
So, but dude, I mean, like, you can't, like, how much blame do we really put on this guy? I mean, seriously, 27 of 40, that's 67.5 percentage. 323, 4 touchdowns. He did have a pick, but I mean, what more do you want this guy to do? Like, I'm tired of this. Justin Herbert, he can't win games. He's not that good because he can't win a game. You put up 38 points, bro. We said the same thing about Drew Brees all those years where he put up fucking 40, but the defense would give up 42 to 45 and they would still lose games. We talked about this for years before we even started a podcast. So the fact that this is going on is just downright disgraceful. And I feel so bad for Herbert because he actually is a good quarterback. Now, I don't know if I'd say him is elite. You know, he's not like in that threshold of elite.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, but man, you got to cut this guy some slack. You really do. It's the same way where we watch Drew Brees, bro. He's got such a prolific offense that the defense is just absolutely garbage, and they can't do anything because of it.
Yeah.
So
he can't play.
Yeah, I'm tired. I'm tired of the Justin Herbert slander. I'm tired of it. We need to stop it. We need to stop. You can't do anything if your defense gives up 35 plus points a game. I'm sorry. It's damn near impossible to win games like that. It just is. And in fact, they would have gave up just 35 in this game, they would have fucking won. But they still lost because they gave up fucking 41. Oh my God, bro. Like, listen, like 20-17. Now that one I put more on him, more on the offense. They lost to Miami the first week of the season, 36-34. Is that on Justin Herbert? No, that's not on Justin Herbert. Now, he didn't have a crazy game, but he still completed damn near 70% of his passes for 230 and a touchdown. No turnovers. They won 28-24, 24-27. Then they lost to Kansas City 31-17. That's more on that's the whole team being bad. They lost to the Cowboys 20-17. That's games on Justin Herbert. So 2 out of 5 losses have been on him. And I really wouldn't even say it's all on him. Because where's the running game? Anybody that has Austin Eckler or has seen the way that the Chargers have ran the football this year has been absolute. He's not. No, I completely agree. He's not at all. He is definitely not Patrick Mahomes. But I hate when people call him trash. People have really sat here over the last 3-4 weeks and have been calling him, not the Chargers team. The Chargers defense is terrible, but they've been calling him trash because they haven't been winning games. And I don't like it. I don't like it. Against Chicago, he had a good game. Against the Jets defense, he didn't really have a good game, but the Chargers defense went crazy. But we all knew they were going to go crazy. It's the Jets offense.
Well, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? So against Zach Wilson, I expect them to go crazy. Against Chicago with no Justin Fields, I expect them to go crazy. You see what I'm saying? Defensively. But when they play against any kind of high prolific offense, it's a wrap, bro. Like they're done for. Chalk them up. Don't play them in fantasy. Put whoever's on the opposite team in your fantasy starting lineup because they're gonna get points.
Now let me ask you this. So between Eckler and Keenan Allen, right? Which one do you need to focus your game plan around more to win the game against the Chargers?
So let's say watch it talk about them Jets. Hey, bro. Solo knows his team, man. He can be upset all he wants, but just wait till Aaron Rodgers comes back to start talking, okay? Just chalk this season up. I know he was happy with the Bills losing, and I know the Patriots losing and the Miami having their bye. Everybody lost in that division this week. Everybody lost, and Miami had a bye week. Yeah. So, hey, man. Don't be a fan of a bad team. I'm a fan of a bad team. I have to put up with all the bullshit. I'm a Giants fan. I have to put up with a whole bunch of bullshit. Our team is so god awful. Oh my God, the Jets are at least better than us. Especially defensively. You got way better receivers. Garrett Wilson's better than anybody on the fucking Giants. Even if you combine talents. I mean, come on. We're absolutely garbage. But anyway, speaking of which, we're moving on to the next game. The Cardinals kill Patel's parlay over the Falcons 25-23. Absolutely destroyed my parlay, bro. Killed my parlay. Murray, 19-32, 249 in interception. Jared, what do the Cardinals do with Murray this offseason? I mean, do they keep him? Do they try to trade him? Do they cut him and just try to draft another quarterback?
Honestly, I say keep him. You paid him this money.
You paid him a lot of money.
Keep him. You are going to have like a top 10 pick.
They'll at least have top 5, minimum. They'll have top 5.
Yeah, because they have Houston's first round pick for this year. So depending on where that is, it may not even be a high pick. True. But I mean, depending on where that pick falls, they could go offensive line. They can go wide receiver. They can go a running back.
They're gonna need a wide receiver. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
They're gonna need a wide receiver. They're gonna need offensive line. But do you know what position they need more of? And I was really surprised. This was when we were talking about it, about what Houston last year when during the draft, when we were talking during the draft, when I was talking about how the Cardinals still don't have pass rush on their team. They have no pass rush. You know what I mean? So, and then they gave up getting Will Anderson Jr. I
Yeah.
totally understand that. You
Yeah.
gave up getting him. I get it. You needed more draft capital to build this team more, to do more in the future. I totally get that. But man, what are you gonna do just keeping Murray? Like, and then on top of that, like you're finding somebody to trade him with that contract is going to be very difficult.
Yep.
It's very, very difficult to trade somebody with that kind of contract.
It's like what, 260, 230?
I couldn't tell you. Raheem Mostert has more rushing touchdowns than the Jets have total combined rushing and receiving touchdowns. Yeah, that Jets offense is just that bad. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was talking about. The Chargers defense would look good against them. But I mean, Miami's offense is so high power. There's so many weapons on there. I feel like almost anybody would have more touchdowns than the Giants' complete team. So, and that includes defensive touchdowns. Is that Solo? It's like, uh, but yeah, no, I gotta agree with you, Jared. I don't see them. I don't see them really getting rid of him. I don't see them trading him because of the contract situation. I'm looking at more as they try to keep him, maybe build some more around him, maybe give an offensive line a weapon, then try to build up that defense a little bit more. I'd rather be a Jets than a really, 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 really. Like, I mean, I can understand the Bills and the Finns, but the Patriots have won like they've been to like 9 Super Bowls in the last 15 years. So I mean, if I was a fan of them, I would probably be. But I mean, not anymore. Thank God. I'm done seeing the Patriots winning. They have QBs and no answers on how to win. We know how to win and no QB. I mean, y'all kind of know how to win. Y'all kind of know how to win. When it comes, but the problem is that when it comes down to y'all's QB, like it was on Sunday night, what happened against the Raiders? Like y'all scored 12 points against the Raiders.
And we talked about it. And as long as what's his face? Aaron Rodgers, stayed healthy. That season,
they would have been a wild card team with Aaron Rodgers. I don't know if they would have won this division. It would have been a tight one between Miami, especially if it played out like the way it's played out with Buffalo. It would have been really tight between Miami and the Jets for a division winner. I do agree with that.
I was going to say, if Rodgers don't go down, we could be looking at a Miami Jets 1-2.
Undefeated. Oh man! All right, well, let's move on to the next one. This one hurts my heart. Cowboys dominate the Giants 49-17. Cowboys outgained the Giants. For anybody that doesn't know much about this statistic, this is a very crazy statistic right here. This is why I put it up because I wanted to bring this up to you, Jared, and to the chat. Cowboys outgained the Giants 640 yards to 172. Okay? That is the most a team has outgained the opposing team in 44 years. Y'all heard that right. That is the most a team has outgained their opponent in 44 years.
That's wild.
I mean, they outgained them by getting almost 500 yards. Slightly under. About 470.
Now, is this game perfect for this?
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not. And the reason why it's not Jared is simply because of the question that I asked. Is anybody surprised by this? Is anybody surprised that the Cowboys, with fully suited up outside of Trayvon Diggs because he's out for the year, absolutely go crazy on a team with a shitty offensive line? He's a decent backup. I don't. He's a second overall pick. That's the only reason why he's still in the league. The Jets, it's an ego and a pride thing. I brought this up to Jared a week ago, a couple weeks ago, where it's a prideful thing because they still don't want to make it seem like they got the pick wrong. You know what I mean? And it would have been different. I think the Jets season would have been completely different had they went and got a veteran quarterback. Looks like Carson Wentz. If they would have picked up Carson Wentz, you know what I mean? After that happened with A-Rod, let Zach Wilson play the next couple of games, especially because he won the first one. You know what I mean? Let them figure it out. And once they're 1-2, 1-3, pull his ass and put in Carson Wentz, because you're not going to get A-Rod back for the year. And even if you do, I don't think you're going to be even in wild card position, especially after losing this last game.
You're right,
but like I was saying, is anybody really surprised that the Cowboys did this to the Giants? Like honestly, anybody? Because I mean, the Giants with a shitty offensive line, a absolutely god awful receiving core. Darren Waller's out. We have injuries on the defensive side, and with Tommy DeVito. Does anybody even know who Tommy DeVito was before the start of this game or the start of last week when he came in for Daniel Jones? Anybody? I only knew him because I'm a Giants fan, and I saw him during preseason. Tanner Booker said 86 yards passing on 27 attempts is crazy. It is. It's absolutely god awful, bro. I mean, but this is the type of team the Giants are right now. You know what I mean? We are absolutely fucking terrible. And it's not even a question of how bad we are. We are easily a bottom 2 to 3 team in the league. We might be on par with Chicago, but Chicago can put up 30 points. I mean, we saw the Giants put up 30 points at the second game, but that's because they scored 28 in the second half against the Cardinals. You see what I'm saying? So you take away that one half of football, man, I couldn't tell you. I honestly, in my heart of hearts, could not tell you what the discrepancy would be if we took out that one game on points. How many points we scored? You know, I mean, he did have 2 touchdowns, so I'll give that to him. Dallas yards this week is quarter of the Jets' total yards this season. That, for some reason, I actually believe. That's actually a believable stat. Danny's long-lost nephew. Hey, bruh. I mean, he's something. 14 completions for 86 yards. Yeah, that's not good. And then Saquon, 13 carries for 66 yards. And, our leading receiver was our tight end with 34 yards. I mean, we are god-awful terrible people. We don't have talent. We have coaching. I hate when people are like, oh, Brian Daboll. Like, no, it's not Brian Daboll. I don't even believe it's Mike Kafka, although Mike Kafka has to be better at play calling. I do believe that the play calling has been really weird. But, I mean, 2 receptions for 34 yards was our leading yardage receiver. I mean, I'm not surprised by this. And guess what? The Cowboys play the Panthers this Sunday. And I'm not going to be surprised when they do it again. Okay, this is what they do if you are a soft, shitty team, this is what's going to happen. What should fantasy owners do with them?
I traded him.
The same thing that Jared did. Trade his ass. If you can get compensation back for him.
Got ETN for him.
Because I'm going to be honest with y'all, the Giants' schedule does not get easier from here. Just to let y'all know. And then with Tyrod is out for at least 2 more games. Tyrod Taylor's out for at least 2 more games. Probably a third one. So how many games we have left on the season? 7, 6, 7. We have 7 games left on the season. He's going to be out for at least 3 more. That's only 4 more games. I hope we lose every single one. But I mean, we got the Commanders, the Patriots, the Packers. All games we can either win or lose. But with Tommy DeVito rebuilding, there you go. Trade him. Trade his ass.
I traded him and Mark Andrews, and I got ETN in back for back.
But Chief, we should have traded him in real life before the deadline passed.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, we should have traded him. I don't know why we didn't. Excuse me. I don't know why that didn't happen. But yeah, we got Commanders, Patriots, Packers, then the Saints, all winnable or losable games. I think we'll lose to the Saints though, and we'll lose to y'all and to the Packers. The Commanders might beat us, but we've seemed to had the Commanders number over the last, like 5 to 6, maybe even 7 seasons. I don't know how far it goes back. I gotta remember. But then we got Eagles, Rams, Eagles. So it doesn't get easier. It doesn't get easier to going up against, the command. Well, maybe without Montez Sweat and Chase Young, it's different. But still, trying to run against them with Jonathan Allen, and what's his fucking name, Deron Payne, is still difficult. You got to go up against the Patriots, who are tough to run against. The Packers have a good defense. The Saints have a good defense. We all know what the Eagles can do, and we got to go up against the Rams. I don't know what they'll be like come New Year's Eve, because that game's on New Year's Eve. That game's on your birthday, Jared.
Which one?
The Giants-Rams game.
Oh, okay.
So,
are we watching the New England game together?
Probably. Yeah, I'll probably come down. I'll probably come down by you.
I'll say I can shoot out there.
Either one. We'll figure it out. Either way, I got Sunday tickets, so we can watch it on TV.
Yeah, I probably won't be able to get it over here.
Okay, yeah, you can just come over here. We'll watch it on Sunday ticket. But yeah, so I'm not surprised by this. I don't know if anybody really is surprised by this, but I'm sure that Giants Commanders game will be televised too. It probably will be. I don't know why it would be. I know it was last time, but that's only because the Saints had a bye week. I want to say the Saints had a bye week, or they were playing like Sunday night, something like that. But all right. Anyway, enough talk about my shitty team. I'm done talking about it. The Seahawks squeak out a win over the Commanders. We were just talking about 29-26. Josh Myers, or is it Jacoby Myers? Josh Myers?
Nope, not Jacoby.
Josh Myers then. 43-yard field goal as time expires. Jared, I want to ask this question because me and my dad have talked about it. Anybody that doesn't know and is new here, my dad is a Commanders fan. Did they fuck up by trading both Chase Young and Montez Sweat? Because, man, I'll tell you what, they went up against the Seattle offensive line, which is not that good, has been banged up off and on all year, and they only had 1 sack. So, did they fuck up by trading both of them? Jason, thank you, Fantasy Football Addict. Jason Myers.
I think so.
I think they did too. I think they should have just traded Chase Young and kept Montez Sweat.
Yeah, because they still could have got a second for Chase Young.
That's literally what I told my dad. I was like, man, they could have got a second for him. They could have traded Chase Young to the Bears and got a second possibly. I don't know why they didn't do that. I don't know why they traded both of them. I thought that was insane. I thought trading both of them was crazy.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you could tell in the way that their defense was playing on Sunday, God, they're missing a pass rush already. They got rid of those 2 guys, and, man, are they missing a pass rush. Oh, it was god-awful.
Yep. So,
and then they didn't get the compensation back that they thought they should. They had, Montez Sweat, 2nd-round pick, thought that was good. I wasn't really happy with the 3rd-round pick for Chase Young.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I wasn't really happy with the 3rd-round pick for Chase Young. And then it wasn't even from the 49ers. It was from some other team. I can't remember who it was from. But, yeah, I mean, so you got a 2nd and a 3rd for 2. I don't know if you call them top tier, but they're not average. They're better than average pass rushers.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I thought if you would have traded one or the other, kept the other, you know, you could have maybe kept Chase. You could have maybe kept Chase Young, picked up his 5th-year option. That way you have a premier pass rusher on that side, at least one of them, because Jonathan Allen is a run stopper. Deron Payne is a little bit of a pass rusher, but he run stops. These are run stuffer guys.
Yeah.
They don't have pass rushers anymore. So I think they fucked up big time. I really do. I think they messed up big time. I think that's going to hurt them, especially down the stretch of the season and going into next season. And man, I don't think they got enough for it. Unless they turn those draft picks into studs, that's the only way.
Yeah,
but the only time's going to tell on that one.
Yeah.
So, but what do you think? You think they got compensation back enough, or do you think they should have asked for more?
I think it should have been vice versa.
You think they should have got the 3rd for Sweat and the 2nd for Young?
Yeah.
I mean, but Montez Sweat was balling. Like, pause. Like, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, Solo. But yeah, I can't say that because Montez Sweat was playing really well. He was playing really well, and they traded him for a 2nd. I thought that was a good trade on both sides.
Fair.
The one that really fucked up was Chase Young. Not only you traded him to the San Francisco 49ers, where the rich just keep getting richer for some reason, and then you only get a 3rd-round pick back for a guy you drafted 2nd overall. Now I get it. He's dealt with injuries every season that he's played. Okay.
Yeah.
However, he's still really young. You still have the option of a 5th-year option to pick up on him before you start paying him. This is only year 3, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so.
Yeah. So you're going to have a guaranteed 2 more years of this guy.
Yeah.
I thought they pulled the trigger on Chase Young too early. I really do.
They also had a franchise tag too, so they could have really had him for even maybe longer.
Possibly. I'm just saying. I thought that they pulled the trigger on trading him way too quick and way too early. It just didn't make sense to trade him that fast.
Yeah.
And wait for that little. But all right, let's move it on to the next game. Speaking of Solo, hope you're still here, bro, because we're going over it now. Raiders hold off the Jets 16-12. Josh Jacobs, 27 carries, 116 yards. Raiders are now 2-0 under Antonio Pierce. Can the Raiders make a run at the end of the season?
What's the record right now?
If I'm not mistaken, that's it. That's their 4th win. If I'm not mistaken, their 5th win. They're 5-5. I know you're gonna say no, bro. I know you're gonna say no.
I don't think the Raiders make it because they're not going to beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, but everybody else in their division is absolutely terrible. I mean, 4-5 from the Chargers, 4-5 from the Broncos.
I think the Broncos game will be interesting.
I mean, they have to. Now they do got some tough ones. I'm not gonna lie. They got the Dolphins next, coming off a bye. That's gonna. I don't think they win that game. Then they got the Chiefs in Vegas. I don't think they win that game. That automatically puts them at 5-7. Then you got the Vikings, and if Josh Dobbs is playing any kind of way that he's been playing, that's a tough game. It's not a give me. You got a division game against the Chargers, and then you're in Arrowhead on Christmas. You know what I'm saying? And then you're at Indianapolis against the Colts. That's no longer a give me game. The fumes will burn out. Probably.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think that it's egregious to say that they can. I'll be honest. I think they win one more game. I mean, looking at their schedule, I think they win one more game. Listen to the people they have to play: the Dolphins, the Chiefs, the Vikings, the Chargers, the Chiefs, the Colts, the Broncos. That's a tough schedule.
Yeah, they probably get swept by Kansas City.
They're going to get swept by Kansas City. They're going to lose to the Dolphins. I think they'll lose to the Chargers as well.
What about the Colts?
And the Chargers already beat them once. The Colts is the one game I think they could win. Texans make it to the playoffs before the Raiders. Me and Jared earlier, I don't know if y'all were in when we were talking about the Texans game, but we were talking about how we talked about kind of what we talked about with CJ Stroud, was he an MVP candidate? And we talked about if I told him that I don't know if he'll get an MVP candidacy or a vote really if they don't win the division. If they win the division and take over from the Jags like they do, but Chiefs play Eagles, Bills, Bengals. Yeah, but we've seen the Chiefs the Chiefs are capable of beating those teams.
Yeah.
The Raiders are not capable of beating the Chiefs. They're not capable of beating the Dolphins. They're not capable of beating the Vikings, in my opinion. They're not capable of beating the Chargers. The Chargers have already shown that they can beat them. Raiders beat the Finns. Where? When? When did that happen? They're not in the same conference. I mean, not in the same division. So, I mean, it hasn't happened yet, and there's no way that the Raiders are going to beat them.
There's too much speed on there.
Oh, okay, man. Okay, man. This man really trying to say that they're going to beat. This man really trying to say that they're going to beat the. Bro, I know you a Jets fan, but at least be realistic. Come on now. I'm not over here sitting saying, you know what? If the Giants played the Chiefs, we would beat the Chiefs. Fuck it. I'm not that kind of person, bro. I don't disagree that they are fragile. They're not I don't think that they're a great, overly elite team. Their offense is elite, but their defense is terrible. They got
Devon Achane, or however you say
that. A-Chain.
He came back this week.
Yeah, he's back this week. They got to get all that speed back. I mean, they're healthy coming off a bye. There's no way. There's just no way. They're probably going to put up 40 on them. And then they're in Miami. Yeah, there's no way. There's just no way. But on the flip side of this, the Jets, bro, 12 points. Yeah, look at the Raiders beating who? That's what I'm saying, bro. Ain't no way. It's just not no way. On the flip side of this, though, the Jets only scored 12 points. I mean, their offense looked really lackluster against. I mean, maybe it's different now with Antonio Pierce. Finally suck. Wait, what? That guy drunk. So, am I doing stupid? Miami coming off a bye. Yeah, Miami's coming off a bye. Yeah. Miami's coming off a bye in Miami against the team. Now, don't get me wrong. I want to say that they're red hot. They only scored 16 points against the Jets. Jets offense is trash. I do agree with that. And that was going to be like kind of my question to the chat a little bit. I mean, what's the is it only Zach Wilson? Is that really it? Is Zach Wilson the only reason why that offense is trash? I know the offensive line isn't good, but Jared, is there any other reason?
I don't think there's any other reason. I think it's just between the offensive line and the quarterback, really. I mean, the offensive line is what got Aaron Rodgers there within the first 5 snaps.
So I said, yes, that is the reason. Yeah. I mean, you don't think of it to be. I mean, you look at a team and they got Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson, and I like Tyler Conklin. I like Xavier Gibson. He's pretty decent. The O-line is serviceable. Yeah, I don't want to necessarily call it trash, but I wouldn't call it good either. It's probably slightly below average. Turf fucked up Rodgers. Yeah. Rodgers fucked up Rodgers, in my opinion. But I mean, the Jets have to do something this offseason because they haven't really done anything during the season to really show me that they're gonna make moves to put this team over the top. Like, they might just wait for Aaron Rodgers to come back. Jets beat Bills this week. I mean, we'll talk about that more on Friday. I'm not gonna make a decision quite yet, but that is a good game to think about. That is a good game to think about, especially considering the Jets beat them. My Chiefs gonna dog walk. My Eagles gonna dog walk the Chiefs, bruh. I know too many Eagles fans. I know too many Eagles fans. I really do.
They're everywhere.
But I got to agree with you. I do think the Eagles beat the Chiefs this week, especially all the momentum. I mean, all the bulletin board material for from the Super Bowl and all
Yeah,
that bullshit. And then I do think the Eagles are a better team this year than what the Chiefs have shown to be.
I
So
think
I don't know if they dog walk them, but they do beat them.
I think
They
they're
do
gonna
beat them.
I think they're gonna lock up Travis Kelsey, and that's what's gonna causing them to win
Yeah.
because there's
All
no
right. Well,
Juju to get that flag.
yeah. On to the last game. The Broncos upset the Bills 24-22. Josh Allen, terrible game. 15 to 26, 177, a touchdown, 2 interceptions. Jared, I know you've been waiting on this question all day. I know you've been waiting on this question all night. I know you've been waiting on this question for the last 5 years. Are the Bills done?
Yeah, the window's
Are,
closed.
are they not making the playoffs at all this year?
There's a very good chance that happens. A very good chance.
That's a very solid chance that they don't make the playoffs at all this year.
Yeah, Josh Josh Allen 93 turnovers since 2018. He's got
Hold on. 93 turnovers since 2018. Holy fuck.
now because he had 2 picks. he had
4
two.
losses in a row for the Bills. That's tragic. Bills cooked. Yeah, I can definitely see that. What were you saying though, Jerry?
I mean, had 2 picks last night, so it's that 91 going into this game, so it's 93 now. He's got 10 games with multiple turnovers. I mean, you just fired Ken Dorsey, your offensive coordinator. So I mean, what is really the issue?
Yeah, I honestly think, and what we said, I said the Bills don't make the playoffs back in July. I sent the screenshot to our group chat. Yeah, I mean, I had the Bills winning the division this year. I really did. But that was before all the defensive injuries that occurred. Matt Milano going down, Tre'Davious White going down, Jordan Pryor going down. And they've had a lot of injuries on the defense, and I think that's. Oh man, we got back-to-back comments about Josh Allen is a fraud. Josh Allen overrated.
I mean,
man, there has been so much
here we
sitting
go.
on Josh Allen this week, bro. So much sitting on Josh Allen. And as much as I don't want it to be right, because I like Josh Allen, he's helped me in fantasy a lot. Even with the turnovers, he's helped me a lot in fantasy. But man,
It's bad.
his decision making is absolutely garbage.
I said this on Twitter. I posted up his stats and everything, and then I said we're looking at a modern day Brett Favre.
You know who he does? He doesn't remind me of Brett Favre. You know who he reminds me of?
Big Ben.
Of Phillip Rivers that can run.
Okay.
He reminds me of a Phillip Rivers that can run. Now he throws more interceptions than Phillip Rivers does, but that's who he reminds me of. He reminds me of a guy that might get to an AFC championship game or two, but he's never going to get to the big one. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. See, now you're going too far.
Yeah.
See, this is what I mean by not realistic. That's too far.
Yeah.
Ryan Leafs never played in an AFC championship game, much less sniff the jockstrap of somebody who has played in one. Okay? So, minus the 11 kids. That's also true. And what I said, I'd rather be in Georgia than the Finns currently. Currently, I mean, the Finns are obviously in better shape than what the Bills and the Pats are. But I've already discussed with you about how the Dolphins' defense is big frauds. Big frauds. But yeah, I got to agree with everybody else. I had them winning this division, but they're cooked, bro. They're done.
Window's closed.
It's a wrap. And then I guarantee you this offseason, when they don't do anything, when they don't do anything like in the playoffs or even make it to the playoffs, I'm letting you know now. Stephon Diggs is gone.
Yeah.
He's gonna ask for a trade, and he is fucking gone. And I promise on God's green earth, I I I will get on my knees and pray to the Lord that that they go and Giants go and trade for this man.
Nah, fuck
I
it.
will. Yeah. Yo, we need a wide receiver so fucking bad. And the good thing is that we'll only throw it to him because I guarantee you he'll be the only one to get open.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He a Jet.
He's not.
What? Nah. He not gonna go to the Jets.
That's
Nah.
unfortunate.
I'd see him go to the Chiefs before I see him go to the Jets. Because the Chiefs need a wide receiver bad. Bad. Very, very bad. They need a wide receiver terribly bad.
Goes to Kansas City with Mahomes. That's trouble.
All right. But now, anyway, thank y'all. Thank y'all for joining us on for the games. We got one more thing, and then we're gonna get up out of here. I got a rant this week, man. I haven't had one for the past couple weeks, because not a lot has really happened. And I kind of had a spiel about it earlier, but we didn't really get too much into it. Outside of the Lions and Chargers game this week, okay? I don't know if you've been noticing this, but man, the defenses have been really catching up to these offenses this year. I mean, Miami's gonna Miami. Miami's gonna be that guy. Miami's gonna be that team that scores a lot of points because of how prolific their offense is. They're the new Kansas City in that term. You know what I mean? Because Kansas City isn't putting up the points like we're used to seeing them. The Miami Dolphins are.
Right.
You know? But if you go and look at some of these scores, you know what I mean? Like listen to this, okay? Oh, I still got the Jets fucking schedule pulled up. Jesus.
Oh, speaking of fantasy earlier, I made a trade today.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
In our league?
No, in the keeper league.
Oh, in the keeper league? Okay. Who'd you get?
Got Jalen Hurts for Kenneth Walker in a 12th round pick.
Jalen Hurts for Kenneth. Well, Kenneth Walker's been playing terrible. That's a solid pickup.
Yeah, it was. Well, dude has him and C.J. Stroud. And I was like, would you want to give up for one of them?
Ooh.
He's like, I mean, I got holes to fill. So I sent him.
Yeah, that's a good trade, huh? You get rid of Kenneth Walker, who's been up and down for a guy who's a consistent quarterback. Hell yeah.
Originally, I offered him Pacheco and I think a wide receiver because he needed another wide receiver because he's got Pickens also. So, I was trying to make it even. And then he hit me up today. He's like, you want to do Walker for Hurts straight up? I'm like, I'm with it.
Word. Okay. But anyway, like I was saying, listen to some of these scores outside of a couple of games. So let's go with Thursday night, 13-16. Okay. Colts Patriots, 10-6. Titans Bucks, 20-6. Jets Raiders, 16-12. The Jags only scored 3 points. The Giants only scored 17. And I only think they scored 17 because the Cowboys felt bad for them. I genuinely do. The Bills, only 22. Packers, 19. Saints, 19. I mean, you can go back even last week. Packers, Rams, 20-3. Giants only scored 6. Jets only scored 6. Bears, 17. Panthers, 13 against the Colts. Bills 18 against the Bengals. There just hasn't been a tremendous amount of scoring. There's been scoring, every few games here or there as far as like during the week, but
got a lot of unders hitting.
I don't know if it's defenses catching up to what the offenses are doing now, or if it's the offenses are just slowing down.
I think
You feel me?
I think it's
Like,
just
because we saw the Chiefs' offenses slow down big time. The Vikings offense, they've had injuries, so I understand why their offense has slowed down. The 49ers offense has slowed down. Ever since that 70 piece from the Dolphins, their offense has pretty much slowed down from like what we're used to seeing throughout the season. So, I mean, Jared, what do you think it is?
I think it's more like this simulated pressure package that these defenses are doing now. I don't know if you've seen this, but Dan Orlovsky broke it down. It's like, excuse me, I think they're basically lining 7 across the board.
Mm-hmm.
With that 7, they're calling out a 7 coverage or a 7 protection or whatever. But at that same time, when the ball snapped, only 4 are rushing.
Mm.
So
So that they're giving them max protection, but only 4 guys rushing.
yeah, and they're getting home with 4. So it's like they're.
But I saw people getting home with 3 this week.
That's what I'm saying. Some are getting home with 3. So I mean, it's either they're blitzing a slot corner, they're blitzing a linebacker, a safety maybe. They don't know. So it's like it's meant to speed them up, but you really got to slow down.
Yeah.
So that's what
Yeah.
right now. They haven't figured out that defense how to keep it at bay.
Yeah, and I think the defenses has played really well. I mean, we've been seeing teams like, Cleveland and the Ravens. Now they let up a lot this week, but it's a division game. You never know what you're gonna get from a division game. You know what I mean? San Fran's defense, they've played really well. The Bills, I think, would be better defensively if they hadn't had all those injuries. So, I mean, I don't know what exactly. Didn't the NFL change some rules to make teams score more? Instead, it's been the opposite. It has, and like the way that they make these rules and the flags and all that stuff has genuinely helped the offense more than anything else, and has allowed teams to score more points.
Yeah.
But I've seen that over the last 2 seasons. The last 2 seasons, there was a lot of points scored. But this year, it hasn't been that way. We're not seeing a lot of shootouts. We're not seeing a whole lot of, I want to say not so much overtime games, because we've seen some overtime games, but there's just not a lot of high-scoring overtime games. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's not a lot of shootouts. I've only seen shootouts. You might get one every 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, we got one.
So.
We had the Chargers game, and I think.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Outside of that game, this past week, I mean, the Cowboys scored a lot against the Giants, but it's the Giants. They scored 40 against them in week 1. So we all knew that was coming. There's certain teams that are going to give up a lot of points.
Yeah.
But for the majority, it's been around 17 to 20, like 23. That's been like the range of points that people have been scoring mostly. And if you score over that, you most likely win the game.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know what's been going on. And maybe they'll fix it this offseason to look more into it for next season. But until that happens, I like it. I like competitiveness. Defense is competitive. Shootouts are cool to watch too, but I like watching games that are 23-17. I like watching games that are 24-20. Those are good games.
Yeah, I like that defensive game.
Yeah. So, but all right, everybody. Thank y'all for joining. Thank y'all for coming to check us out. As always, we appreciate everybody coming in here, leaving comments, liking, subscribing, sharing, all that good stuff they do on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all the places we're at. We want to thank the chat coming in, giving y'all 2 cents and talking with us. We'll be back on here on Friday night to pick games. This past week we didn't pick games. I'd fallen asleep. Jared chewed me out for it. So I learned my lesson. Probably not, but hopefully. But we'll be back on Friday, same time and place. Anything you want to say, Jared?
No, I think that's about. We covered everything.
All right, Jared, go ahead and roll us out then.